So I found this surfboard a couple of years ago, and I thought it would be cool to use it as a bench. So I built this little wooden stand, and the surfboard just sits on the stand. It's okay, but I think I want legs that actually attach to the bottom of the board. And I have a concept for that, and that's what we're going to build today. Well, the idea I have is to use this 1/8 inch by 1 inch strap steel, and the concept is to make it look something like a tree trunk. I want it flat on the top, curving down to flat on the bottom. So like a big elongated C shape. To get that shape, I'm going to use this piece of tubing because it'll drop in the slats and just sit there in place and not have to be clamped or anything. And then I'll curve this piece of strap to that shape and weld the two together, and then we can start bending the individual straps. Now to get that curve, I can just bend this. That's a little bit more than a curve than I want, but when I wrap the other piece around this, it will relax a little bit, and I think that'll be a good result. And it doesn't need to be this long either, so I'm just going to cut this off. Okay, so I regrouped a little bit. I think I'm going to use this as the part that slides into the table, and this is the part that will pry against. So we'll just weld these two together. Clamp that down. I got a little spacer here to lift this up so it's part way across this. And then we'll clamp that in place. Weld it together. Now we've got something that slides into the table. We can weld this on, give us something to bend the straps around. I think the best way to locate this piece is to take a sample of what I'm going to be working with and a little spacer, give me a little bit extra space, and just clamp that on. Now we'll weld that to the fixture down there, and it should be pretty good. I want to make sure not to weld it to the table. I know I want that bench to be 17 inches high, so I need to do a test bend on this jig to see how much length I lose through the curve. Then I'll know how long to cut my pieces to get a 17-inch tall pedestal base. Here we are, and I think I need to put a stop in the end, that way it'll locate precisely the same every time. So I went ahead and welded a cap in there so I can locate the piece in exactly the same place every time. Now we'll just bend this around. Now that is not enough of a bend for me. So I'm going to bend this some more. That's not quite the look I was after. I think we need to give this a little bit of a different shape. Yeah, that's more like what I'm going for right there. A little bit more of a sweep. So I guess what I need to do with this is bend it extra and then straighten it back to a right angle with the middle. Okay, this piece started out at 29 inches and now it's 23 inches. So that means I lost 6 inches into the bends. And since I want a 17-inch tall pedestal, I'm going to have to cut 23-inch strips. 17 inches, just what I was looking for. And a totally repeatable result. It's looking all right. I'm pretty happy with these pedestals, but one last thing I want to do, since this thing is going to be on the grass, I want to put a ring around the bottom of it, just so it doesn't sink in as badly. And for that, I got some 1/2-inch square tubing we'll use. Okay, that is going to work just fine. Because of the curvature of the board on the bottom, I'm going to have to adjust this a little bit and make it a little lopsided, but luckily it's not too tough to do. Okay, I think that's going to do it. That is a definite improvement. That turned out pretty decent. All that's left now is to pull the legs back off, prep them, and paint them. And if you want to see the results of that endeavor, look me up on Instagram. My name there is wildman.tech. Anyway, one thing that's pretty cool about this is I made a couple extras, and I'm thinking a slice of a log on the bottom and a live edge bench on the top. That's one idea. If I use bigger rings and longer rods, I could actually make a pedestal table. You can look for those on Instagram too, because I'm not going to duplicate this, only bigger, and call it a different project. So please like, comment, share, and subscribe. Click up here to see my last video. Click over here to see something of mine that YouTube thinks you'll like. And have a good one.